Hi everyone, it's Jennifer McCreath. It's June 8th, 2015. Just listened to a radio show, CBC Crosstalk, Newfoundland Labrador Radio, which the topic was, do you think Caitlyn Jenner is a role model? Well, let's take a look at what it says about being a role model here on the internet. You can see that. Google. Person who serves as an example of the values, attitudes, and behaviors associated with a role. Role model can also be someone who distinguishes themselves in such a way that others admire and want to emulate them. Wikipedia. A role model is a person whose behavior, example, or success is or can be emulated by others, especially younger people. So let me go back to the question. I think the answer is context. I'm an athlete. I've run marathons. I ran the Boston Marathon. I've been the runner-up at the Eastern Marathon, finished 8th place overall in the Newfoundland Provincial Marathon, finished 10th overall in the Massey, Ontario Marathon, won a gold medal at the 2009 World Out Games for running and another gold medal for swimming. But you know what? Caitlyn Jenner won an Olympic gold medal. So as great as I'd like to think I am, absolutely. In terms of athletics, Ms. Jenner's gold medal at an Olympics, absolutely. Is that something I want to emulate? Sure, I'd love to get into the Olympics and win a gold medal. But you know, I don't think that's the reason why everyone's asking this question. Caitlyn has come out as trans and is known to be associated with a branding of the Kardashian television show. A show that depicts rich socialites bragging about their money, spending their daddy's money, whatever. So from that context, is that something I would like to emulate? Is that something I'd like my kids to grow up and worship? No, absolutely not. I don't think the Kardashian brand is conducive to a good role model. Let's go back to that athletics piece for a minute, because so frequently we look at celebrities who accomplish amazing things and then later in life come out as trans and call them brave. Well, yeah, absolutely, I'll give you that. What about the person who comes out earlier and does all of these things while suffering the challenges and the stigma of being trans? Caitlyn Jenner won that gold medal as a male, with no discrimination with regards to gender identity, gender expression, no transition, no male hormone suppressors, no feminine hormone producers. Try running a marathon when you're undergoing male-to-female hormone replacement therapy. Try doing that when you have no testosterone, even less than those of natal-born females. Try doing that as an activist. My athletic pursuits have been done under the banner not only as person, but as trans person. I didn't hide who I was. I purposely went out of my way to say, yes, I am a trans person, and yes, I want to participate in sports. I took steps to raise education and awareness of trans people and trans issues in the athletic world. Jenner, I really hope you'll take advantage of your celebrity status to stick your nose into the sporting world and help combat the transphobia that still very much exists, whether it's at the Olympic level, the national level, right down to your local high schools. Athletes who are trans are being told, no, you can't play, and that is wrong. Anyways, there's that rant. You want to talk about being a cover girl? Okay, Caitlyn Jenner, cover of Vanity Fair magazine, looking fairly pretty and feminine. 2015 on a fashion magazine. Well, that's all fine and good. And they paid you $1 million because of your name. That's nice to have. Let's go back to 2009. A little magazine called The Scope in Newfoundland, Canada, put a trans athlete on the cover in a bikini, and that person did not do that for money or for fame, but to raise awareness of trans issues at a time when there was very little information about trans issues in said community. I'd like to argue that my motives for being a cover girl fit more in line with the concept of role model than for the reasons perhaps Miss Jenner went on that cover. I mean, it's an interesting question. I guess the ultimate question, anyone can come out as trans, but it's what do you do after the fact? A lot of people transition and then hide and go away. A lot of people come into riches, whatever. To me, a true role model of mine is someone who has stood up and fought during the face of adversity, battled the challenges. So many trans people have suffered indignities. They've lost their family, they've lost their home, their job. They can't find a place to live. They can't find doctors willing to treat them. They've been bullied, they've been assaulted, they've been whatever. Jenner hasn't been through any of this yet, I don't believe. I'm not trying to downplay the challenges Jenner faces. At the same time, I can relate, perhaps in a different world. The spotlight and the microscope of the media shines brightly on trans people when you're the only one in town or the only one around. I know what that feels like. I did that in 2008 to 2009. Jenner, you're doing it in 2015. You're doing it in Los Angeles, California. I did it in St. John's, Newfoundland. People out there, you want to call Jenner a role model, go right ahead. At the same time, I hope you look at the efforts and accomplishments of other trans folks like myself who have worked just as hard and paid perhaps even more of a price for the greater good. I could have transitioned quietly, but no, I felt it was important to do my civic duty, to be an activist and to raise education and awareness. Probably the most proud concept I can think of. 7 years ago, I was the only trans person who was publicly out here in Newfoundland. Now there's dozens of trans people, young trans people. There's a whole group that meets over at the university every month and provides social support, peer support, and I can't help but wonder, would they all be there if it wasn't for the foundation building that I did? And Jenner, I know you're 65 years old, but your trans story is just starting. You go out there and do a bunch of great work and help the trans community, then I'll give you the pat on the back. But right now, you got to start earning your stripes. This is totally different. This is not the Kardashian show, and this is not the Olympics. This is trans reality. And role model is a term that needs to be earned. And right now, you're just starting out. I wish you the best of luck. I have high expectations, and I hope you'll do great things. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Jennifer McCreath signing off. And to all you media outlets, give the voice to local trans people, whether it doesn't have to be me, but whoever are the trans people digging the trenches, building those foundations, the trailblazers. Those are the real heroes. Those are the real role models. Since I'm here, I'm going to point out quickly, people like Christine Jorgensen, perhaps the first public celebrity to come out as trans, and Renee Richards, a well-known eye doctor, as well as a tennis player who faced significant challenges and adversity in the sporting world as a trans woman in the 70s. To me, the ultimate role model would have to be Renee Richards. And Jenner, if you can be half as good an activist as Richards has been, then you'll definitely get a pat on the back from me. But for now, we all need to use this as an opportunity to talk trans issues. Trans issues right here in Canada. Our policies by government are still horrible. Human rights, we're still not there. Healthcare, still a problem. Human rights, not even in the books everywhere. Not to mention challenges with the private sector, employment and housing, critical problems in the trans community. Almost every trans person I know is highly educated and underemployed, and ultimately employment is critical to survival. And it's time for the world to realize that a trans person is a person, an educated person is an educated person, and don't be afraid to include us in your regular everyday life, because we are regular everyday people for the most part. Thanks for watching. I'm Jennifer McCreath.